We have this reporter that goes by the name of Sabrina that dropped the behind-the-scenes information about Caitlin Clark at this USA basketball training camp. And the way that she's talking, Caitlin Clark made this team, fam. She made this team the way that she's talking.
Someone just walked out of Team USA camp. Not due to injury, not because they were cut, just walked away. And the reason behind it is going to shock you. Caitlin Clark stepped into that gym, and within just 48 hours, the entire hierarchy of women's basketball was laid bare. One player couldn't handle what came next. Believe it.
Yeah, the GOAT. Logo threes are back, y'all. Logo threes are back like they never left. Caitlin Clark doing it to him. Caitlin Clark is on fire. Day 3 of Team USA camp. The girl couldn't miss. It was like throwing a rock in the ocean for Caitlin Clark. Day 3 of Team USA camp. The best player in the gym.
You think you know what happened? You really don't. What the cameras missed is far more significant than what they captured. By the time this is over, you'll understand why someone had no choice but to leave before being completely overshadowed. Let's break down what truly went on behind the closed doors at Team USA camp, because according to multiple sources, Caitlin Clark,
future, and we wrote about that on the site, just like how people have been perceiving the negotiations and what still affects them and what they're thinking about with regards to the new collective bargaining agreement. But for now, just good time at camp. 3 days in North Carolina. A little snow on one of the days, just a little taste of the winter in the South. But
Clark didn't just participate. She dominated so thoroughly that the assumed pecking order simply vanished. And one player suddenly realized they'd become invisible. Here's how it unfolded. Team USA camp was meant to be routine, veterans running their drills, newcomers proving themselves, chemistry being built, the usual stuff. Then Caitlin walked in. No announcements, no hype, just her presence, and the energy in the gym completely shifted. Every drill had a new intensity. Every possession carried a different weight.
Biggs didn't know what to do with her passes. Like, there was one time where she passed it to Hamby, and Hamby brought the ball down. It's like, you can't do that. Like, this is not. You have to keep it up, right?
Straight up, right.
Just like not expecting, where that was coming. But FIBA, naturally, just a lot more physical than other levels of basketball, even more physical than the WNBA, which is, something to be said considering all the conversations we had about that level of physicality during this 2025 season. So having to see Caitlin go at scouting players who were, instructed to play at a FIBA level of physicality was interesting considering how long she's been out and the fact that she's still ramping up injury-wise, but she looked good. She was just so happy to be there and was individually telling media members how nice it was just talk to them again and that she was just part of the basketball process, even if that includes all of these other responsibilities.
The energy felt heavier. Coaches leaned in, players started paying closer attention. This wasn't hype, it was pure presence. When someone performs on a different level, no announcement is needed. Everyone senses it. Now, it gets even more intriguing. Reporter Sabrina shared some inside information about what unfolded. According to her, Caitlin didn't just make the team. She entered and immediately showed that the rest were on a different playing field. Paige Bueckers was there and noticed it right away. The pace shifted when Caitlin handled the point. The spacing tightened. The ball started moving differently.
And just fun to see the players in a live game situation again, because you think about Caitlin hasn't played since July 15th, Yes. There are 4 sparks of this camp. Their season ended on September 11th, right? So it's been a long time since any of them have really played competitive basketball. You still have some situations where Caitlin's stuck guarding Kelsey and Kelsey's, knocking her off the ball and Caitlin gets called for a foul and she starts yelling at the refs she's grabbing me, and all of the coaches from WNBA teams who are sitting there watching are just cracking up. Kelsey had one situation where she sort of finished through traffic. She'd been struggling a little bit, got through to the hoop, just yells right in Becky Hammon and Nikki Fargas's face. And
two things that you wrote about, just Caitlin Clark being back on the court. You also got a quote out of Sue Bird about her being impressed with Caitlin just being engaged while she was out and getting back to being able to play. A little bit about what Caitlin looked like on the court, how much fun she was having, how important it was. And then someone else, Angel Reese on the other side, talking about Chicago. That was the article I was not expecting.
Yeah, so we'll start with Caitlin. Obviously, she suffered a lot of just a bevy of injuries in her sophomore season, played her last game on July 15th, even before All-Star weekend. This was her first real 5-on-5 action since that injury with the fever, and it was a combination of like USA players going against USA players and then also USA players going against the scout team, which was just like players from small colleges all across North Carolina sort of helping out with that scout team practice.
Here's where it gets even more fascinating. Angel Reese was also at camp. It was like a magnet. Everyone adjusted around her. Players took new positions, and coaches started taking notes. Paige, being the elite competitor she is, immediately understood what was happening. This wasn't just another skilled guard. This was someone playing on a completely different wavelength. Smart players adapt. They don't resist. They flow with it. But then there was Angel Reese, and Angel...
Here's that Caitlin Clark is truly back healthy. The three-point shot is back. The logo threes are back. And what I really liked about that second one is that was going right. A lot of Caitlin Clark's threes are coming on a snatch back, going backwards, or to the left, or her going left. You know, she liked to go left to shoot her three. So the fact that even though it was a catch and shoot, she was still going on the right side and she caught it and knocked it down. That's a good sign.
It felt like something else entirely. Not anger at first, something deeper, irrelevance. While Caitlin controlled the tempo and dictated every move, Angel was fading into the background. Not because she lacked skill, but because the rhythm no longer ran through her. The ball didn't find her. The reads didn't favor her style. Momentum simply flowed past her. Every huddle, every breakdown, every side conversation, Caitlin Clark was at the center. Not because she demanded attention, but because impact naturally pulls focus. Angel could feel it. The frustration, the confusion it was building. She was on the floor, running the same drills, playing the same minutes, yet the game no longer revolved around her. Was it Angel Reese's ego clashing, or was Caitlin just that much better? Then came the scrimmage. No cameras, no fans, just basketball and pride at stake. Caitlin ran point. Paige Bueckers spaced the floor flawlessly. The ball moved as if on a wire. Every possession clicking, surgical precision at every turn. Angel tried to assert herself. Physical plays, extra contact, rising emotion, forcing moments that weren't there. But the game didn't bend. It moved faster, smarter, cleaner. Play by play, Angel was erased, not benched, not substituted, just completely bypassed by the tempo. She couldn't keep up. The realization hit hard. This wasn't just competition. This was hierarchy forming in real time. Caitlin wasn't just proving she belonged. She was proving the system ran better through her. Coaches whispered. Assistants jotted every detail. Players exchanged knowing glances. And Angel saw it all. The game had moved past her, right in that gym. Now, the technical side is even more fascinating. The reporter noted Caitlin's signature game. The step-back three was instinctive, her court vision unreal, her passes impeccable. But here's the thing, when she wasn't paired with Aaliyah Boston, some of the bigs didn't know how to handle her. One play saw her pass to Dereka Hamby, who brought the ball down. A critical mistake. With Caitlin, you must catch and finish immediately. Her passes aren't just accurate, they're perfectly placed for scoring. That's the difference between a good passer and an elite facilitator. Caitlin doesn't just give you the ball. She delivers it exactly where you can score effortlessly. And if you're not prepared for that level of precision, you're going to look out of place. Some players at this camp simply weren't ready. The reporter also noted that FIBA basketball is far more physical than the WNBA, and watching Caitlin go up against scout team players instructed to match that intensity was eye-opening. She didn't flinch. She didn't back away from contact. She embraced it and still dominated. That tells you everything about her mindset. Caitlin isn't intimidated by physicality. She isn't fazed by big stages. She's ready for anything. But here's where the story takes a dramatic turn. The final day of camp was eerily quiet. Drills were executed with ruthless precision. Caitlin controlled the floor like a decade-long veteran, calling actions, directing traffic, finishing plays. Complete command. Meanwhile, Angel barely touched the ball. Not as punishment, but because reality dictated it. The game flowed entirely through Caitlin. And when the final whistle blew, The decision was already clear in everyone's mind. That's when Angel walked away. No storming, no shouting, just done. She didn't wait for announcements or meetings. She simply stepped aside. The entire gym froze. Coaches exchanged looks. Players avoided eye contact. Everyone understood what had just happened. This wasn't a single player leaving early. It was a hierarchy laid bare. Someone realized they weren't who they thought they were. Now, let's address what everyone's thinking. Angel Reese has made it clear she no longer wants to be on the Chicago Sky. She's vocal about doubting the team's winning culture and wants out. And now, after this Team USA camp, it's obvious why she struggles with not being the center of attention. At this camp, Caitlin was the sun, and everyone else orbited around her. Angel couldn't handle it. But here's the harsh truth. This wasn't about ego. This was about the game determining who was better. The game chose Caitlin, not because she demanded it, but because she was objectively the best player on the floor. When that happens, nothing can change it. You either accept reality and adapt, or you step aside. Angel chose to walk away. Pause and consider that she left rather than accept someone else was superior. That's wild. Now, let's dive into the aftermath, because this revealed something far bigger than a single player leaving camp. The same league that once overlooked Caitlin, benched her, and questioned whether she could compete at this level is now scrambling to post her highlights, promote her clips, and completely reshape the narrative, because dominance changes everything. And Caitlin's dominance is undeniable. The reporter noted that Caitlin thinks 10 steps ahead. She isn't just facilitating, she's orchestrating. She controls the game at a level most players can't even grasp. That's what separates the great from the legendary. She doesn't just play the game, she commands it. And when someone like her is on the floor, everything shifts. The team flows differently, the pace changes, the rhythm transforms. What makes this even more remarkable is that Caitlin never said a word. She didn't make statements. She didn't call anyone out. She didn't trash talk. She simply played, and her game spoke louder than anything anyone could say. You can doubt her. You can delay her. You can try to diminish her. But you cannot stop her impact. That's exactly what unfolded at this camp. Paige Bueckers, to her credit, recognized the situation and adapted. She saw the shift and played within the system. She spaced the floor, made the right reads, and understood that when Caitlin runs point, you adjust, you don't resist, you work with it. That's why Paige will thrive alongside Caitlin. She gets it. She understands team basketball. But then there was Angel Reese. Angel felt something entirely different. Not anger at first, something worse, irrelevance. While Caitlin dictated tempo and controlled the flow, Angel was fading. Not because she lacked talent, but because the rhythm wasn't flowing through her anymore. The ball didn't return. The reads didn't favor her. Momentum passed right by her. Every huddle, breakdown, and side conversation revolved around Caitlin Clark. Not because she demanded it, but because true impact creates gravity. Angel noticed. You could see it building. Frustration, confusion, the feeling of being invisible while running the same drills and playing the same minutes. Was it ego? Or was Caitlin just that much better? Then came the scrimmage. No cameras, no fans, just pure basketball and pride. Caitlin ran point. Paige spaced the floor perfectly. The ball moved like it was on a wire. Every possession clicked, surgical precision on display. Meanwhile, Angel tried to assert herself. Physical plays, extra contact, rising emotion, but the game didn't bend. It moved faster, smarter, cleaner. Possession by possession, Angel was erased. Not benched, not pulled, just erased by tempo. The game was moving at a speed she couldn't match. That's when the realization hit. This wasn't competition anymore. This was hierarchy being established in real time. Caitlin wasn't proving she belonged. She was proving the system ran better through her. Coaches whispered. Assistants took meticulous notes. Players exchanged glances. Angel saw it all. The game had passed her by right there in the gym. On the technical side, this gets even more fascinating. The reporter pointed out that Caitlin's game was textbook perfection. The step back three was automatic.